Hi everybody, welcome to Inside Golf. Along with Ellen Caloge, I'm Harry Donahue. Today we're at Talamore Golf Club, and just being outdoors, I'm sure you're getting itchy to go out and play some golf.
I know I am. I'm ready to get out on the links, and I'll tell you what though, a lot of us have been cooped up all winter, and we are ready to get that rust off and get some great tips on how to improve our game for the upcoming season.
And the man who's going to give us the best tips is Lou Guzzi. He was the best instructor in Philadelphia last year, and we've come to Talamore to go inside Lou's little laboratory to find out how we can best prepare for the golf season. Lou Guzzi coming up next on Inside Golf.
Perfect for golf.
Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By PlayACGolf.com. Visit PlayACGolf.com to plan your Atlantic City golf getaway, where the play continues well into the night. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Visit our Bala Cynwyd location. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Early mornings, late nights, and way too many takeout dinners. Running a business takes energy, determination, and sacrifice. And whether you're a startup, well-established, or somewhere in between, the people of Susquehanna Bank have the knowledge to help you succeed. From cash management solutions to the benefits of local loan decisions, we help keep your business moving ahead. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for businesses like yours. Member FDIC.
This guy has every contraption in the world. What is this going to do for
So
us?
now,
Welcome back to Inside Golf, and we are sort of in the laboratory of Lou Guzzi at Talamore. Lou is the Teacher of the Year, and Lou, you're going to help us get straightened out for the upcoming golf season, huh?
why not? It's cold out today, but we're dressed warm. I've got on the right clothes. We're ready to go.
Ready to go. You know, Lou, we were just talking a little bit before we came back about people's expectations as a golfer. Right. You know, we're not professional golfers. We go out there, we're 18, 20, 25 handicappers, and yet we hit a bad shot and we say, I've never done that before. And if you ask somebody, what's your handicap? Well, I'm an 18. Chances are they've done that a lot before. Yep. What is it about golf that people's expectations, unlike basketball or baseball, they think they should be as good as the guys they see on TV?
That's right. Well, I think part of the problem, Harry, is the magazines sometimes give us an idea that if we just read this tip, boom, just like that, we're going to go out there and do it. The tip is great, but the problem, how hard are we going to work at this? We've got to understand what to do. We've got to take this golf club, which is a tool in our hands, and basically make it go exactly where we want it to go. The tour players don't guess. They know their swing. They work hard. It's a motor skill, folks. We hear a lot of times, Harry, muscle memory. Well, believe me, it's a motor skill that we train in. And then in the end, it looks natural. Basically, we're trying to make it look smooth through a lot of hard work.
And believe me, the older you get, those muscles, they forget an awful lot.
Yeah, don't they though? I'm 50 now, so I hear you.
Well, I'm on the plus side of that. Now, here we are, March is here. Most people probably haven't touched a club, if they've not gone away or something like that, for maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
What are some things that you like to tell your pupils that they can do before they go out and even play around the golf? What are some of the things they should be thinking about?
Yep. Well, we can do some stretching exercises right off the bat. The driver's the longest club in the bag, and we can use that. But I found this really, really neat pole at a thrift shop. And it's obviously an exercise pole, but as soon as I saw it, folks, I'm like, this is perfect for golf. So we can actually work in 2 different ways here. We're going to work on stretching, and we're also going to work on our golf swing and maintaining our angles. So Tom Watson, the great Tom Watson, talked about the secret of the swing. In 1994, he said he found out the secret of the swing, and it was spine angle and maintaining your posture. So basically, we can start out just with a little bit of knee flex and just slowly rotate back and forth and keeping the bar or your driver level with the ground. Everybody kind of grabs this and goes fast.
So go easy with it.
Yeah, go easy and go slow. And this is something that we should be doing all the time, not just in the wintertime.
Now, I noticed you took it back basically 90 degrees.
Correct.
And then 90 degrees this way. Is that far enough?
Well, here's the thing. Some people are not going to be able to take it back 90 degrees.
Okay.
And on the flexibility side going through, we can stretch out even more than 90 because in the backswing, we're creating resistance. So once we're going back, we have our feet on the ground, and our left knee kicks in. But on the forward side of the swing, we're releasing over to the left leg for our right-handed golfers. So that gives us the ability to slowly stretch and even move further through, because it's not the same as the backswing as far as the footwork's concerned. And go slow, folks. Go slow.
Yeah, take it easy. You know, the other thing, if people do play during the winter in these parts, obviously the temperature is going to affect ball flight, and people will get frustrated and say, gee, I used to be able to hit my 7-iron 150 yards.
Yeah.
It's only gone 130 yards.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Mother Nature is impacting the distance.
That's right. Well, we just warmed up for this tip.
Right.
And I was working with the driver. Should have stretched more, but here we are. Apologize for that. Working with the driver, how far was I hitting the ball carry?
We were probably carrying about maybe 220, 215.
215, 220 carry. It's probably 40 degrees out. The golf balls, the range balls are not going to go as far anyway. So I think what happens, if we don't know that, going to the range and working, and of course warming up as well, you're going to try to force your swing, get the yardage that you're normally used to getting in the summertime, and really it's not going to be a very productive session.
Do you think most golfers, this goes back to what I said at the opening, are tougher on themselves than they need to be when it
Yes.
comes to performance and their expectations?
Yeah, and you know, I tell all my students, look, it depends on how much work you put into this.
I mean, you can do a lot in your own home this time of the year that you can, you know, basically transfer out to the course. But, you know, looking in a mirror, like you say, in your living room or wherever you are, just to see, am I swaying? Because a lot of times people will sway and don't know it. Somebody will say, you know, you really moved on that putt.
Yep.
And that's something you can practice in front of a mirror to see exactly what's going on that you may not be aware of.
That's right. And it's tough because, you know, you'll see some tour players move their head, but it's the way they move their head. And we're not tour players. We don't have the time to practice the way tour players do. So my best suggestion to every student, and the greatest players in the world kept their head steady anyway, don't move your head until the putter has completely stopped through the stroke. So one of the reasons we move our head is we're anxious to see where the ball's going. We're anxious to see if we did what we wanted to do with the putt. Folks, visualize the putt in your mind. See the putt rolling in your mind. When you go to putt, you have to look down at the ball. It's not like basketball or other sports where you get the opportunity to look at the target that we're going to send the ball to. All of a sudden in golf, we're not looking at the target anymore. Keep that memory in your mind, make your stroke off of that memory, and do not move your head, Harry.
Any other tips for people to get ready for the upcoming golf season? We've talked about the psychology of not being too hard on yourself, certain stretching exercises. What else can you recommend to people to get ready for the golf season?
The best thing would be to not stop during the winter. Grab a club and just at least 20 minutes a day, just swing. One of the training aids that we use here at the center, which is absolutely terrific, is a swing guide.
This guy has every contraption in the world. What is this going to do for me?
So now here's the deal with this one. So number one, if it's put on properly, and I put this on properly for students, it's going to give them a really good, solid, fundamental grip. Now, when we use this product, and again, we could be using the mirror. I'm going to use the camera right now for the mirror. I get to see the positions that I'm looking for, and you'll see that this little guy just sits right in your forearm.
So that's right nestled up on your arm there.
That's right. Now, on the other side of the swing,
I better get out of the way here.
we're releasing and bringing it back in right on the left arm. So now I'm looking in the mirror, point A, point B, and folks, you'll see there's kind of an L-shaped look to the swing at this portion. And you'll see some of the greatest players in the world using this training aid on the range right before a tournament.
Just make sure your ceiling is high enough, right?
You got it.
On that follow-through.
That's
All
right.
right, we'll be back. More from the laboratory of Lou Guzzi at Talamore as Inside Golf continues.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner. Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
This is really a transformative time in the history of Temple Health.
The right people are all coming together at the same time.
Really outstanding physicians who are at the top of their field. to develop the most effective cancer treatments anywhere in the country.
To educate the next generation of physicians.
To move things from what we do in science.
To bring that science to the care of patients.
In the future, it's limitless.
Welcome back. We're in the lab with Dr. Guzzi, Lou Guzzi here at Talamore. And Lou, suppose this was the first time I met you. I show up here at Talamore, come into the laboratory and say, all right, Dr. Guzzi, you're going to teach me how to be a better golfer. What's the first thing you're going to look for me?
Well, what we're going to do, Harry, is we're going to go into the office, sit down. First of all, will you be nervous during this lesson? It's your first lesson. We really don't know each other yet. So I want to find out a lot about my student. We'll sit down. I've got coffee, cappuccino, some other goodies, some water, and we'll sit and talk for about 5 minutes. I'm trying to get to know you, find out what your goals are, find out how long you've been playing golf. Have you ever had a lesson before? Have you ever been videotaped? Have you seen your swing? And then from there, we try to just get nice and relaxed, and then, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go out. I want you to hit some golf shots. If you're not warmed up, I want you to warm up. I'm just going to watch. I might move around with the camera, and I'm looking to get 4 swings. 2 swings face on, and 2 swings will be down the line, where we're going to be looking downrange, and then we're going to go back into the office after we get those 4 swings. Short iron, full driver, and we're going to look at the swing. Then from there, I'm probably going to ask you a lot of questions and try to find out what you know about the golf swing, what your understanding is from your experience. Then before that time, then I'll start to talk to you about what I think we need to do.
Is it true to you that no 2 golf swings are alike?
Yeah, I think the tour players all have certain fundamentals that they do that you'll see, especially towards the bottom of the swing. So there's a lot of personality that goes into a swing. I think one of the things that we need to do as teachers with our students is understand the personality. So a student that might be warming up on the range, if I'm in another lesson, I might watch the way they come into the building. Are they quick? Do they move fast? Are they slow? What do they do before they come into the building? That's going to give me a lot of information on probably how they're going to swing the club and how they're going to approach the game.
Yeah, that's a great point, because some people talk fast, they move fast, they swing fast.
Yeah.
And maybe it works for them. Other people,
Yep.
you got to take whatever they bring to the table.
And that's okay, because speed, for a certain personality, they come in here and they say, hey, I'm going to swing like Freddie Couples. That's not their personality, and that would actually be destructive to their swing.
The other thing, we're bombarded, golfers are, I think, more than any other sport, with how-to instruction, be it on television, be it in magazines. It seems like everybody is offering advice. And, you hear people say, for instance, a small point, timing the release. Some people say you don't have to release the club at all.
That's right.
And yet, when you look at them, and you talked to me about
That's
this
right.
before we got started here, sometimes it's not necessarily what they say, it's what they do, and they may be 2 different things.
And the truth here is we're all students. Even us golf instructors, we're students as well, and we're always learning, trying to be obviously better teachers, but also better players too. What I always did, was I would listen and pay attention to the information that was being provided to me, whether it was in a lesson, out of a book, on TV, and then I would go back, and if somebody was writing a book and they said, this is what I do, I want to see what they do. So then I'd go back, try to capture some video, and from there, watch their action. And then what I noticed over the years was all the great players, no matter how they described the swing, did certain things, all of them. And that release is one of them, Harry.
We hear so much about swing instructors. You've met them, I've met them. Is there one guy that had more of an impact on you as a teacher than anybody else?
Well, my first lesson was a gentleman named Jerry Pisano, and he won the Pennsylvania Open. And Jerry was a great player, a little Italian guy that hit it a long way, used his hands a lot, got a lot of information from him. Gary Harden up at Northampton Country Club, awesome. A lot of information from Gary. David Ledbetter, I use a lot of his stuff as well. Bob Toski, Mike Malaska. Mike Malaska is the National PGA Teacher of the Year now. These are wonderful teachers that provide an incredible amount of information.
And a lot of those guys had to deal without the advantages that you have here, all the high-tech stuff, the cameras, the launch monitors, and things like that. What was their secret to it? I mean, they could just look at somebody and evaluate their swing and say, here's what you're doing wrong, here's what you're doing right.
A great trained eye One of the advantages that we do have with the technology, as long as it's used properly and it's not a crutch, we can capture the swing, evaluate the swing, or any of the motions, putting, chipping, and we could get to business quicker now. Where in years past, you would have to watch a student swing for maybe 5-10 minutes, look at maybe 10-15 swings to try to make your evaluation of what was going to happen. So now we can watch 1 or 2 swings, watch the video, get right back out, clearly work on the swing, use a lot of our training aids, which we have here, which you'll see, certainly advances the instruction much quicker.
Do you prefer working with real young kids or old guys like myself?
I love everybody. You know what? It's
What's
great.
the ideal student when it comes to a golf lesson?
Everybody, it's great. Obviously, the younger the student, the longer the relationship, certainly. But if you want to come into the building, if you want to learn this information, I don't care if you're 85, 90 years old, I'll talk to you about the golf swing, because I think the golf swing and the game of golf is just it's an unbelievable experience. It's been a journey for me for 33 years, and I still love it like the first day I played.
So you're never too old to learn something new about the game of golf.
Yeah, I'll come home after 12 hours of instruction, go home and put on the golf channel, and my wife thinks I'm out of my mind. Love it.
Merion Golf Club has hosted more USGA events than any other club in the country. The 2013 U.S. Open in June will be the 5th Men's Open and the 19th USGA event played on the famed East Course. John Capers Jr. is a multiple club champion at Merion. He's also the club's historian, presiding over the club's archives, and he knows Merion's history as well as anyone.
Hugh Wilson was a member of the Merion Cricket Club, which of course was the former name before we split in 1942. He was a Princeton graduate, early 1900s, about 1902. And with that in mind, as part of the golf committee, he was the one who was just asked to take on the job of designing the layout of this new golf course.
And that is hardly the way things are done today.
Absolutely not. Today, the architects are all professionals. In those days, the Philadelphia School of Architecture, as it was called, were really just amateurs who loved the game and were part of a club, and it was time to lay something out.
Over the years, there's been some confusion as to whether Wilson got his inspiration for Merion's design from a trip to the UK.
To the best of our knowledge and all the research we've been able to find out, that wasn't the case. He had a Y-shaped piece of land, V-shaped piece of land actually here, laid out a golf course, seeded it in the fall of 1911, and by the spring of 1912, he then did take a little bit of time over in the British Isles. Probably learned more about bunkering then.
Hugh Wilson went on to design other area courses, and he helped to finish one of the world's most famous 18 holes of golf.
Of course, the one most people have seen is Cobb's Creek. He did that for the Philadelphia Parks and Rec Department after here. And then this course opened in 1912, but by 1914, we built the second course, which was the West. He did that also. And rumor has it, although it's never been substantiated, he probably did Phoenixville Country Club. And then after George Crump died and Pine Valley wasn't completed, he was involved with Colt and some others in finishing the parts of the back nine.
In a few weeks, Hugh Wilson's Merion will be tested once again, and there'll be another chapter or two added to John Capers' archives at historic Merion Clubhouse. This has been Countdown to the 2013 U.S. Open in Merion East, sponsored by Temple Health.
It's a great time to be at Temple Health.
We have been attracting people who are at the top of their field.
I came to Temple to build a robotic center of excellence that is recognized on an international level.
To turn temple cardiothoracic surgery into one of the best programs in the country.
To educate the next generation of physicians.
To cement a new area of research.
Right now, Temple is the most exciting place to be in healthcare.
Hi everyone, Ron Jaworski here. I just want to let you in on a little secret. Here, just outside of Atlantic City, you'll find some of the top-rated golf courses in the world. Imagine playing these championship courses during the day, then playing your hand at something else at night. Casinos, bars, clubs, shows. Atlantic City has something for all the ways you like to play. So pack your bags for the ultimate golf getaway. Do AC and play AC Golf. AC Golf, where the play continues well into the night.
Guests of Teed Off receive gift certificates to any of the 8 restaurants at Valley Forge Casino at King of Prussia. And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
Be good, but if you're going to stink, stink quickly.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with our Teed Off segment. And today, hey, we are at a new site for Teed Off. We're here at the beautiful Valley Forge Casino Resort. It's the official partner of the Philadelphia PGA and King of Prussia. And right now we're at the Valley Tavern. It's right off the lobby. And our panel includes no stranger to Teed Off. From 97.5 The Fanatic every morning, 10 to noon, is Harry Mays. Also, we have from right here at the Valley Forge Casino Resort, Jake Wagner. Jake is in charge of events and entertainment, and also, this is appropriate for our Teed Off panel, he is a PGA professional. And Bob Shepard is with us, noted author, noted golf instructor, PGA pro in Philadelphia for a long, long time. Shep, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Harry. Always a pleasure.
Harry Mays, you're not a slow player when it comes to golf, are you?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, I've come from the Rory Sabatini school of let's get it done fast.
Okay, but you know, Harry, there are some people unlike you.
Absolutely.
Unlike you,
I'm not
a lot
good.
of people.
I'm just fast.
Well, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is a problem. Have you run into slow play at Plymouth or wherever you tee it
Every
up?
now and then. Yeah, absolutely. And I've always had a motto. If you can't always be good, but if you're going to stink, stink quickly. And
I
don't
like
mess
that.
around. I mean, it really. It's
Can
not
I
a
borrow
game.
that
Yeah,
one?
absolutely. I mean, if it takes more than 3.5 to 4 hours to play a round of golf, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I know. Now, Jake, you're younger than the rest of us up here. You probably grew up in a different era of playing golf. Was slow play something that you noticed as a young kid playing the game, and is it still a problem as far as you're concerned?
I mean, you definitely run into it. I mean, nothing's worse than, playing a great round. You're in your zone, and you have to wait, 10 minutes on the tee. So I think it's hard enough to find 4 hours, to play an entire round. I think it's really important to be able to play ready golf,
Now, Bob, a lot of times, especially if you're going to a course where maybe you've never played before, you're meeting up with guys you've never played with before, all of a sudden, you can tell right away. You can tell by the first green if you're in for a 4-hour round or a 4.5-hour or better round, right?
Very true.
What do you do? How do you – it's the guys you don't know. Or is it one of these things like, hey, I'll never see this guy again. I'm going to say whatever I want and get him to move a little faster.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I find the biggest problem we're having today is the construction team. When they come in, the old days, the greens to the next tees were a short walk, and today it can be quite a labor to get to the next tee. And in that time element right there alone is enough to slow the whole round down. And you put that in more difficult golf courses that they're building today, and it's just going to slow the whole day down. So if you combine that with a guy that's taking a lot of time to hit shots, you're in for a long day. There's no avoiding it.
And another thing, Harry, if you go to some courses where they don't allow carts off the path,
right,
except maybe on 4, 5, or 9 holes, that's a problem.
Yes, it is, absolutely. And also, I think, at least with a lot of the guys that I would play, they'd always want to play from the back tees when really they don't have the game to play from the back tees. And that just adds to the frustration.
Huge problem.
Yeah.
Huge problem.
Yeah. During Masters Week, CBS is going to put on, I think it's Saturday of Masters Week, a speed golf competition. Now, we have some video, and this is an amazing video, Shep. This fellow played Bandon Dunes, which was a host course for the U.S. Amateur a few years ago in Oregon.
Great layout.
Great track. He played that. Now, you'd appreciate this, Jake. Yeah. In 54 minutes. Look at this guy running around. 54. Now, this is speeded up video. 54 minutes.
Wow. That's
and he
outrageous.
broke 70. Now, he has a light bag, as you can see.
Right.
But that's not made for everybody, is it, Jake?
Wow. No, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Wow. Harry, it takes you 54 minutes just to get up in the morning and brush your teeth, doesn't it?
Without question. Yeah, I'm a slow riser, but a fast player.
That's 3 minutes a hole,
Right.
Shep.
Yeah, that's
He's an
unbelievable.
instructor at the Ghost course at Pumpkin Ridge, so he knows what he's doing, but just the same, that's hauling. You get in under an hour, 18 holes, that's quite a feat, really.
That's an amazing,
It's
amazing
unbelievable.
feat. Hey, before we let you go, we're going to be here for the next several weeks leading up to the U.S. Open, which is going to be at Merion this year. Everybody knows the 2013 Open at Merion. And a lot of people coming into the area. You know, we have viewers now down in the Virginia and Washington, Baltimore area. Maybe if they're coming up here, you'd love to show them what's in store for them right here at Valley Forge Parks Casino. Huh?
Yeah, no, we're 20 minutes away from Merion, so it's pretty amazing. I mean, there's going to be 250,000 people in town for the tournament, and we have a lot of entertainment here. We're actually going to have a boxing fight that Friday night. We'll be marketing that, as well as casino floor. You know, we have a nightclub, 7 restaurants. It's pretty amazing facility.
We're going to be busy.
Well, Jake, the people down in the Virginia and Baltimore area and all around the Delaware Valley will want to stop by and see you right here at Valley Forge Casino Resort for that U.S. Open week. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. Inside Golf continues with more in just a moment. The Valley Forge Casino Resort is the region's only full amenity gaming resort, and it's only seconds from the Pennsylvania Turnpike at King of Prussia. It features 600 slots, 50 table games, plus 8 restaurants designed to meet all of your dining needs. So put the beautiful Valley Forge Casino Resort on your destination list.
It's time light beer got some character. 99 calories, 100% lager. Yingling Light Lager. Rethink your light beer.
Defining a target, realizing a dream. Susquehanna Bank can help you get your plans off the ground. Whether you're sending kids to college or doing something special for yourself. Susquehanna's financial advisors are worth talking to. We can help you find the smartest way to borrow money and save money in the process. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for dreamers like you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. We're here at the Ultimate Golf Performance Talamore Teaching Center. And look at Lou Guzzi. Here he is. He's coming in. Hold it, Lou. Hold it. I don't want to get in the way, but I know this is just some more fuel to keep the laboratory nice and warm here in March.
I loaded the whole thing. I loaded all this wood.
I was going to say, she helps out with everything, doesn't she?
That's right. Well, we're going to back it up, we're going to drop it, and I'm going to stack it, and we're going to keep the building warm. The laboratory is going to be hot.
Okay, now you're just going to maneuver us around, and then Ellen's going to dump all the wood and get everything ready.
You need a pair of gloves. You ready?
We want to thank Lou for getting us ready for the golf season. For Ellen Kaloje, I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up unless it's a piece of wood to throw on the fire. We'll see you next time on Inside Golf. You two get to work, will you?
Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By PlayACGolf.com. Visit PlayACGolf.com to plan your Atlantic City golf getaway, where the play continues well into the night. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Visit our Bala-Cynwyd location. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.